Hi mamas, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Tori and I am the Wild Mother, and my channel is called The Wild Mother, and on my channel I make videos all about motherhood inspired by nature and getting back to our primal and ancestral roots. So that includes topics like inspiring mamas and empowering them to be able to keep their family healthy with herbal and natural remedies, as well as eating a traditional foods diet and respectful conscious parenting, and a whole host of other topics related to motherhood and nature. So if you like those kind of topics, then I think you'll love my channel, and I'd love it if you click the subscribe button. Okay, so in this video today, I'm going to share my experience night weaning my co-sleeping toddler, and to keep in mind that every situation, every family, and every toddler is very different, and so what I did may not work for you, but I just hope by sharing my experience, maybe you can get some ideas for how you can also night wean your toddler if it's time for that to happen and that's what you guys want to do. Then I hope that you'll find this video helpful. So let's dive right in. Okay, so a little background on me. I'm a big advocate for respectful and conscious parenting, but also especially in the first 2 years of life, a lot of attachment parenting principles as well. I feel like some of the attachment parenting principles feel very natural and primal to me, and so when I had my baby, a lot of the principles just felt like natural for me to do, like baby wearing, co-sleeping, extended breastfeeding, things like that. So anyway, my toddler is currently 21 months and she still co-sleeps with us and she's still nursing. So when my toddler was 16 months, we got pregnant with this baby who is due in about 4 months, and I knew that I wanted to start night weaning my toddler. At that point, she was still nursing through the night. She would wake up probably 2 to 3 times a night at 16 months old. Some nights it wasn't 3 times, but usually she would go to bed around 8 and then wake up probably like 11:30, and she would cry until I came up and nursed her back to sleep. And then she would usually wake up one other time in the middle of the night, and then she would wake up again usually around 6:30, and she would just nurse all morning until we woke up together, basically. So it wasn't like she would wake up ready to party, but she would just wake up, you know, the way nursing breastfed babies do it. They just wake up looking for the boob, and then you just latch them and they go right back to sleep, or even just stay asleep. So that was what was happening. But me, my first trimester, I was very sleepy. Growing another human in your body is exhausting, right? And so I knew that I really needed a full night's rest as much as possible, especially before the baby came. I wanted to be able to get a good night's rest so that I could parent her well during the day, but I didn't want to compromise our nursing relationship or our co-sleeping. So I figured out these ways to gently night wean her that I am about to share with you, and we have had great success with it. I'm happy to report that now she sleeps through the night at 21 months old. She's been doing that for about a month. So around 20 months, she started sleeping through the night once we had gently night weaned her, and we still co-sleep. So she's still in our bed, but now she sleeps from the time she goes to bed until around 6:30 or 7, which is just so nice for me because I know that she's right there next to me and she still feels loved and attached, but she also sleeps much better, and so do I, and I know that my body can be growing a healthy baby. So I'm going to share with you what I did and the tips I used to make this gentle transition happen. Okay, so first things first, I got this book called Nursies When the Sun Shines, and it is a gentle night weaning book. So I got this book around when she was probably 17 months old, and I just got it and we read it every day, multiple times a day, for a couple weeks, honestly, probably a month, just because I wasn't ready to night wean her yet. So we just read this book and got her really familiar with the words to where she knew all the words, and the concept of this book, it's getting dark outside. When it's dark, the boobies go to sleep, or nursies, or you can use whatever word for milk that you use. So yeah, it's a sweet book. And also I think it's important just having open communication too with your toddler, because toddlers obviously understand way more than a lot of people give them credit for. My daughter understands so much, especially when we break things down and speak slowly and to her level. She understands it all. So just having open communication with her when it was time. I didn't really sit down and have a talk with her from now on there's not going to be any more milk. No, I didn't. Actually, for me, I wasn't ready to commit, because some night if she was like really upset in the middle of the night when she woke up, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna nurse her, it's fine. I just want to get right back to sleep rather than being awake with her for like 30 minutes and her being sad and upset. So I wasn't ready to fully commit anyway, but just having an open communication with her, I think really helps. And also this book helps her understand it as well. So anyway, we read this book and just kind of loosely talked about things for probably a month until she was like around 18 months, I would say. So then kind of one day, I think we probably had a rough night the night before, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna try to not nurse her during the night if she wakes up tonight. And so the first night she woke up probably like 11:30, and I actually quoted this book. So I said, at nighttime we sleep. Baby sleep, or Elowen sleeps, mommy sleeps, and Booby sleeps. I'll hold you and love you while you drift back to sleep, and you'll have boobies when the sun shines. That's what I said to her. And at the time, I think it made her really sad, of course. So I was like just snuggling her and being like, I know you want milk, like being very understanding and accepting of how she was feeling and everything that came with it, which is how I try to treat her every day in life, whether night weaning or when she's having a hard time or when she doesn't get something that she wants. Like, I always try to be understanding and accepting of her emotion, because in my mind, every emotion is fine for her to have, and it's not bad for her to tell me how she feels. I want her to tell me how she feels. So I use that same approach during the night with her too. And so there was really like one night where for probably 20 to 30 minutes, she was upset and crying, and I was doing everything I could to, you know, cuddle her and rock her to sleep and snuggle. And I was like, we're just gonna snuggle together. We're not gonna have milk. We're just gonna snuggle. Eventually, that night, it felt long, but eventually she did go back to sleep. I can't remember if she slept the rest of the night or if she woke up a second time that night, but I know it was definitely not like that first time. She didn't cry for 20 minutes or anything. I feel like it really only took like 2, maybe 3 times of that happening. I do think I remember for her, it wasn't like 3 nights. She woke up at 11 and cried for 30 minutes, and then the 4th night and then on, she just kept sleeping and slept through the night after that. It was more like one night she would wake up at 11 and cry for 30 minutes, and I would comfort her, and then she would go to sleep, and then the next night she slept through the night, and then the night after that she woke up again once, but she didn't cry really at all, didn't cry for more than a couple minutes, and she went right back to sleep with me snuggling her, and then she slept through the night again the next night, and then the next night she woke up for 30 minutes and cried. You know, so it was very gradual. It didn't just happen like right away, but I would say it was quickly, because within like a couple weeks or within a week, she had started sleeping through the night. And I feel like sleeping through the night is like this buzz phrase, and like there's so many expectations around that for babies and toddlers that are unrealistic and not biologically normal, because babies and toddlers are supposed to wake up through the night. Like, it's very unrealistic to think that your baby's going to be sleeping through the night at 5 months old, because they need to wake up, they need sustenance, they want to make sure you're close, they want to be attached to you, all that. But for our family, around when she was 18 months old, and with the way that her sleeping pattern had been up to that point, I felt like she was ready, because she was close. She was just waking up 1 to 2 times a night. I felt like she was really close to where if we did stop the nursing, then that would help her be able to sleep through the night and get a full night's rest, and it did. So this really, I would not do this, like follow this advice or do this for babies or toddlers that aren't ready, or like 12 or 13 months are still waking up like every 2 hours. Like, clearly they're not ready. But for the point that we were at, and like I talked about, every child is different, but for the point that we were at, I felt like we were ready to make that gentle transition. So anyway, all that to say, she's 21 months old now, and she's been sleeping through the night solidly for like about a month now, still in our bed. We still, like, we lay her down. I do nurse her to sleep still. And then I sneak away, and my husband and I are able to hang out together. I'm able to get some work done at night, and then when I go to bed, I just sneak into bed. She doesn't wake up. She's passed out solid. In fact, we can even pick her up and slide her to the middle of the bed or move her around, and she still doesn't wake up, like she's out. And so now she sleeps until usually like 6:30, I would say on average, and then she wakes up and she knows that it's sunny out the window, so she starts asking for milk. So then I wake up and I let her nurse, and usually she'll sleep for another like 30 minutes or an hour nursing in the morning. which I'm totally fine with. Like I really wanted to nurse her for as long as I could, and I still do want to nurse her for as long as I can, and I'm totally fine to like tandem nurse with this new baby and her, because I just know that breastfeeding has so many great advantages and everything. But just for the night portion, I wanted to have her be able to be sleeping good and have me be sleeping good so that I could grow a healthy baby. So anyway, that was our experience. Those were all the tips that I have for you guys, and I hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope that you like the other videos on my channel too, and give it a thumbs up and comment if you did. And yeah, I hope that you guys have an awesome rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye.